Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout for Color Rush Studios, and I am using the April kit. So I thought I would just start the video in real time so I could sort of tell you what I'm going to go off camera and do, and then we'd come back and finish the layout. I have just a piece of white cardstock and then a piece of kind of like a purpley blue cardstock that is going to frame my layout. So those are going to stay as my background. I have this pattern paper here that had the floral in this sort of diamond pattern and then the stripe on the back. What I'm going to do is, excuse me, I am going to cut out some of these diamonds and I'm going to place them on, I'm not going to completely cover the background. I'm going to place it sort of on the left side of the layout. So in a diamond pattern, but just they're going to be cut out. And then in between, I'm going to take my stitching template and I'm just going to use the regular single stitch. I know you can't see it because it's clear on camera, but basically I'm going to lay them down, and where the stitching line that almost looks like a stitching line on the paper, I'm going to kind of mirror that, but I'm going to do it with actual stitching on the background with this paper. Then I'm going to kind of lay out a diamond pattern. I'm going to have more white space in between my diamonds, which you'll see, but I'm going to do that off camera. So like I said, I'm only going to use a portion of this, and they'll be just the full diamonds, and I will kind of place them in this area here, and then I'll be stitching both sort of this way and this way, so kind of making that sort of quilted look on my paper. So I'm going to do that off camera because that is going to take a second, but when I come back I will, when I play the video, I'll kind of explain it a bit more so you'll see it in person completed. The other thing I'm going to do is, this is one of the other pattern papers. It had the purple honeycomb pattern on the back. This is the green geometric floral, green and white. What I'm going to do is also, this is going to be sort of the mat for my photos. I have 4 photos. I'm going to frame them, but I'm going to, there's going to be more space than I would normally leave around my photos. So I'm going to kind of do a really large matted sort of border around my photos, because there is this little bunny die cut that I actually want to place in the center. And I'm not worried about covering anything up in these photos. It's not really the photos themselves that I care so much about. It's more what I won't be journaling on camera, but when I go to journal, it's really just about the fact that these are some photos that I took when I was out shopping, and then the cookies that we came home with when I was out shopping with my daughter for Easter. We went shopping together, and so this is sort of documenting that sort of spending time together. But I loved this little bunny die cut, and I love the idea of having that be the center of where I place these 4 photos. So I'm going to mat them, and they'll, like you can see, there'll be a larger border. I'll have to cut one of these sides down. It's a little too big this way, and then obviously cut some from the bottom, but I'm going to do that off camera. So when I come back, this part will be done. I have other things that'll add to this photo cluster, but I'm going to do these pieces off camera, and we'll come back and finish the layout. Okay, we are back, and I have cut out all of those diamond shaped pieces, and I did all of the stitching. Like I said, I kept it to the left through a little bit more than the middle of the page, and so that all the stitching is now done, and I'm going to finish backing my photo. So I did mat it, as I showed at the beginning, on that green and white pattern paper, and then I have that plaid that was just a scrap that I put to the left, and then I'm topping the bottom left and the top right corner with some scraps of the blue and purple heart pattern paper that was part of the background of the wreath pattern paper that I used on an earlier layout. So that is going to be the mat for my photos, and I did place that little bunny die cut in the center of my photos, and I did pop that up so there's a little dimension on that. And now I am going to go ahead and work on some embellishing. I have the other frame that was on the blue floral pattern paper. I used 2 of them on a previous layout, and I had this half of this purple one left. So I'm going to use that behind my photo. Here on the right side, I have one of those adorable little bunnies with their little bushy tail. I have some florals that I have fussy cut from the floral pattern paper, as well as one of the present die cuts. So I'm just layering up a whole bunch of little ephemera pieces here to the right of my photo. So there's going to be a cluster there, and then I'm going to put my title at the bottom of the page. But before I do that, I'm going to build a second cluster that's going to go over here to the top left of the page, and on top of that stitching. I kept it pretty simple with just these 2 embellishment clusters because I didn't want to cover too much of that stitching up, because it took a long time and I really liked how it turned out, so I didn't want to cover too much of it up. I am just doing the same to this one. I have 2 of the Polaroids from the pattern paper that I cut, and then on top of those I'm layering some florals that I fussy cut from the floral pattern paper, and then I have some die cuts from the die cut pack with the eggs and the presents, and then I have a wood bow that's going to go at the bottom of that cluster. I'm also pulling in the acrylic flowers, so I'm going to use all the acrylic flowers on this page as well. And then for my title, I am taking some of this gingham pink frazzle, and I'm going to take and cut 2 strips of it, and basically I'm going to place my title over top of those 2 strips. I'm showing you what it's going to look like, but I'm going to actually glue this down off camera. I'm pretty sure I don't do it on camera, and I will end up ending the video and just gluing everything down, and you'll see the finished layout in the close-ups that'll come up at the end. But basically, as you see me laying everything out, everything stays where it is, and I just glue everything down off camera. So I'm just fussing around with the rest of these. Don't forget you can use 10 Vanessa in the shop to get 10% off all the little extras you might want to add, and all the links will be down below, so you can go check out this kit. And so with that, here are the still photos, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.